Check, check. We good? All right. How are we feeling today? Everybody feeling good? Good? All right. Wasn't she awesome? Yes. So I was talking with her a little while ago, and I told her I was very grateful that she went into the tactical side of things, because what I'm going to cover today is very fundamental, principle-based level stuff. I had a mentor that told me one time, how you think is more important than what you think. And he's one that also taught me how to think. And so I really want to give you guys some revelations and demos that I had around how I think about AI. It's been very successful for me. Quick show of hands. Who here, I want to gauge the level of AI and involvement. So if you're just using ChatGPT right now, quick show of hands. Just ChatGPT, you're not using Claude. All right, if you're using ChatGPT and Claude, show of hands. Okay, if you're using OpenClaw, raise your hand. If you're using Victor or Hermes agent, raise your hand. All right. If you're running a local model or anything on your local not on a service, raise your hand. Okay, great, beautiful. So before we dive in, I obviously want to say thanks to the Garden Theater, Rob with the social media store, and Jamie Harris and Carlos at DSDT, and to all of you who decided to show up. Many thanks for purchasing a ticket and just getting butts in seats. It's a huge deal. So I could theoretically skip to the very last slide of my presentation and give you guys a QR code, which contains a gift that's going to basically be everything that I do to run 17 specific agents that manage my entire personal brand and my businesses and the clients that I work with. But like I said, my agenda isn't to throw more tools at you. There's enough of that. There's always new models and new upgrades that will be happening forever. And I want you to have something that you build with forever, regardless of which model that you decide to use. It's like the difference if I'm a golfer. I love golf. I've actually got a really bad addiction to it. It's the difference between working on your swing and your mindset, your tempo, all the stuff that doesn't have to do with a club. Right? The club is like the AI models, the features that come out. It's the swing that matters and the thought process that you have behind it that I really want to focus on. It's really about your relationship with AI, and the goal here is to build a moat, to create an ecosystem. And as you can see on the screen, my book I wrote recently is called The Entrepreneur's Cockpit, but it's an agentic workforce infrastructure that you build upon forever with your personal brands and your business systems. So I'm going to focus heavily on concepts here. I'm going to power through the technical slides because, like I said, I'm going to give you guys everything, all the technical stuff you're going to get at the end with a QR code. Okay, so I don't have a lot of time, so y'all better listen fast. Are we ready to dive in? Say yes? Yes. All right, sweet, cool. So I need to get my clicker. Rob told me to turn this on. All right, click. Good. All right, so how to build the system that activates your superpowers. And so the subtitle here for the book is a codified method for founders and their teams to deploy AWI, agentic workforce infrastructure. Click. Uh-oh. Maybe. There we go. Go back. Come on. What did I just do? It's from their computer. There we go. Okay. All right, so who am I? I'm the founder of MoreOpportunity.io. That's my dog, Faith. That's my daughter, my dogter. She's my baby golden retriever. This ain't gonna be good, guys. Okay, so I'm gonna zoom through this real quick. I've been an entrepreneur for 9 years. Started at 18, back in 2018. I'm a preacher's kid in Tennessee. Started in financial services. Failed Series 7 3 times. Then I pivoted into high-ticket coaching, then into AI, and I built the online industry's first voice AI and chat AI combo early in 2023. Worked with Go High Level as a client, ClickFunnels as a client, made one client over $1 million in 90 days with their database reactivation campaign. So worked with over 300 founders, 30 different industries, all that good stuff, just to let y'all know, yeah, I know what I'm talking about, right? And then here's what I'm seeing. After working with that many people, I'm seeing that really there's an internal reality and external reality right now that most founders or most people with AI are struggling with. And that is that they're overloaded, they're lost, but they're quietly searching for the truth of the matter. And the external reality is that their AI setup actually has no cockpit. And so they have scattered tool use. They're still using ChatGPT like it's 2024. There's no structure, there's no file structure, there's no agents that they talk to. There's no remote control 24/7 workforce. I go play golf 3 times a week and I talk to my agents in between shots while they do stuff for me, right? So, and then there's no compounding infrastructure. And what I mean by that is that you start and you stop and you start and you stop on different projects and you never really make meaningful progress. So you can see here down at the bottom, too many tools, none of them talk, progress reset, progress reset. And then the internal reality aspect of this too is you made money, but now what? Where's the meaning? You know, maybe you're losing meaning if you're already successful with how you're using AI. So this is what I'm seeing and what I'm hearing in the trenches working with AI, with the clients that I have. All right, so quick show of hands. Who here has seen all of the Iron Man movies? Any you guys Marvel fans? Awesome. You're gonna like this. So, I have a question for you. What made Tony Stark Iron Man? Anyone's gonna take a guess? Jarvis and his metal suit, Mark. I didn't know, not a lot of people know this name of the suit, but Mark won through all the different versions. So, right, it wasn't his brain, it wasn't his money, it wasn't his good looks, it was his infrastructure. Everybody say infrastructure. It's his software and his hardware. And without the suit and without Jarvis, Tony Stark was just Iron Man. Iron Man was not Tony Stark. So, what does this look like? As you guys said, hardware plus software ultimately equals his cockpit. And that is the transformation equation. It's an identity catalyst. So, like I said, and like Alicia also alluded to, all of us have superpowers. All of us have a gift. All of us have a skill set that we need to bring into this world. You know, I believe God created us in His image, and He is a creative being, and we are also to be creative beings. Okay, so then we have the hardware is the muscle, the software is the brain, but together they make the catalyst that turns Tony into Iron Man. Right? You guys tracking? Make sense? Yeah. Cool. All right. So what is Cockpit? Are you guys handling that for me now? I love you. Thank you. I'm gonna put that down. Okay. So what? Forget that thing. We need some AI on our clicker up here. Let me move this up just a hair. All right. So ultimately, the cockpit is not the machine that we fly. It's not the vehicle. It's what controls the vehicle, right? And you, as the pilot, control the cockpit. And so the entrepreneur's cockpit is your superhero catalyst. Next slide, please. So you can go ahead and pull everything up on this slide. And right, one more. Okay, so this is a concept my mentor, Josh Forty, who's also Jenna Ebola's mentor, who will be speaking in a little bit as well. He taught me this concept. This is a universal framework for contrasting realities, okay? So it's called red dot, blue dot. Red dot is here, where you are, current reality right now, right? And then this is Tony Stark. But blue dot is there, wherever there is, your desired reality. This is Iron Man. Then you have the things that you do that got you here, but not there. And then the internal, external reality looks like chaos, scarcity, fear, confusion, force, no exposure, no systems, no agents, no leverage. Okay? And then the internal, external realities inside of there, where we're trying to go with our lives, is order, abundance, joy, the fruits of the Spirit, right? Certainty, clarity. I'm sorry, guys. My dad is a preacher. I'm going to stop. Let's go. So, and we talk about like what is the new method that is going to get us from where we are to where we want to go, and ultimately all of what I just told you was framing this point. It's two things. It's your personal brand, and it is your business systems. That's it. That's it. And so the concept here is that we want agents to do both. Next slide, please. Okay, the vehicle between systems, between A and B. So Dennis Yu is backstage right now. He's also going to be speaking. He taught me about something called a KGMID, which stands for Knowledge Graph Map ID. And this is basically everything that the internet and the AI knows about you as an entity. Your business is an entity, you're an entity, and so they need information about you.
And it is organized in a way that when you have enough citations, and enough indexes, and enough references, you will get a knowledge panel on Google. So if you Google any famous person, right, they're going to have a knowledge panel that will tell you a biography about them. Our goal that I'm working on, that's why I wrote the book, that's why I'm here today, that's why I have a personal website, that's why I do blog posts, that's why I do a podcast, that's why I do software projects, is because I want the internet and the AI to know enough about Joshua Collier to give me a knowledge graph. Okay? That's the goal there. That's what a KGMID is. So if you Google your name, do you show up as a real entity? Do the machines know who you are? And you know, they used to say there's an app for that. Well, there's an agent for that now. Okay, so you talk to an agent, we can set that up and show you how that works. And then the operating stack, this is our personal brand, but then we have our business systems. Like I said, the two things, business systems. You know, the major departments we're talking about are lead generation, pipelines, you know, fulfillment, content engine, your data, your reporting, knowing what comes back from the actual output. And that's where the agents come into play. So we have the personal brand, the business systems as the vehicle. You're flying the cockpit. The cockpit is the agents that you control. They control those two things. And really the whole goal I want everybody to try to get to, every founder I talk to, is to have one orchestrator agent that manages all of their fleet, their army of agents, to go and do the things for their personal brand and their business systems that they need to get a knowledge graph and make a lot of money with AI and produce amazing client results. Because that's really ultimately all that matters, right? Okay, next slide, please. So what we want the agents to do for us, obvious stuff here, guys. We all know this. So marketing, content, sales, biz development, admin, ops, technical, coding, all the things, right? So this is what we want the AI agents to do for us. Next slide, please. And then there's 6 things that every one of them needs to function. So each agent, I have 17 of them. They each have a name that sounds like the thing that they do. So I go by department, like a lead gen. Okay. You know, like I have a LinkedIn agent, and I call her Lindy. Or I have an email agent that handles my email, I call her Emily, right? So there's a schema there so that helps me remember which agent I'm talking to when I need to talk to it for a specific thing. So these are the 6 things that every agent needs. Take a picture of that, okay? And then, next slide. You guys are gonna get all this, by the way. Yeah, I'm gonna blow your socks off. All right, next slide, please. All right, keep going. Okay, so these are the basic things that we need in order to set up an agent. Take a picture of it, move on to the next slide. I don't have a lot of time, I'm sorry, listen fast. Okay, I love this concept. So this is basically the levels of agentic workforce infrastructure and like levels of leverage. So you see a multiplier over there on the left-hand side. So Alicia made y'all scream leverage, but how much leverage do we want? And most people are babysitting their AI still. At the very bottom, you see full autonomy, which is where I'm at. I talk to one agent. It literally runs in the background while I'm golfing, while my computer's at home, and I just talk to my ChatGPT app through Codex and my Claude code through my Claude app, and I talk to my terminal on my computer. And it does everything, controls everything on my computer. So this is, take a picture of that, and then again, next slide, please. All right, what does this look like? I thought I'd delete this slide, it's okay. So this is very technical, but I actually have a better representation of how you guys are gonna go through these different ascensions. But basically, you start with Claude and Codex, or ChatGPT, they're the same thing. And then you have the AI audit you, you create your files, you push that to GitHub, you download Obsidian, which is basically a data visualizer tool. And then you can then go up the chart and then continue adding on layers depending on how advanced you want to get. So I'm all the way at the top where it says your custom cockpit. So what I did is I built, it's hosted locally on my computer. So I didn't push this to a website or anything like that, but I have a visualization tool where I can see all of my agents, right? And so that's something you can build locally, something that I do anyway. All right, next slide, please. And I'm going to show you basically what one of these ecosystems look like. So I definitely recommend that you pick one and you go all the way into it and then be able just to move that into ChatGPT. So for example, if you go through the whole setup process that I'm going to tell you to go through at the end, and you just pick one large language model, one platform to do this with, it's very easy for you to push all of that into GitHub. So GitHub is just basically, it stores the code for you. You can share code, you can iterate upon it, you can see the version history, all that good stuff. So I have all of my local files on my computer pushed to GitHub. So if at any point Claude pisses me off, I can just go over to Codex and be like, hey, pick up the latest commit on this GitHub repo and pick up the project from where I left off. You know, look at my Obsidian vault to make sure that you have visual graphs for everything that we're working on, right? So this is what an example ecosystem looks like with Claude. And so you have the memory layers, you have different vocabularies up there. Please take a picture of this slide. But then you have the different surfaces of Claude. You have the desktop, which is co-work. Then you have Chrome, which can be opened up inside your Chrome browser as an extension to manage the screen you're on. And then you have Code, which is command line interface, CLI. Technical term, but basically just means that you connect to your computer's terminal to Claude. And then Claude Console, which is actually where Claude has a native interface where you can log in and build out actual agents. You can tell an agent what agents you want to build in Claude Console, and it will go through helping you connect everything to that agent. It's pretty cool, it's pretty neat. Not a lot of people talk about Claude Console, but it's definitely an option as well. All right, next slide, please. So here's how I fly the plane, my entrepreneur's cockpit from my phone. I've kind of already alluded to it a little bit, but I talk to Claude Code, Codex Desktop, Obsidian, and GitHub. That's the first layer, that's the primary layer. Then we have the secondary layer, which is the tool plumbing, which is your APIs, your MCPs, your command line interfaces, your connectors, your apps, all the things that we want the AI to take hold of and to actually use. And then we have the control layer, which is this commands, the skills, the file structure, the orchestration rules that route which agent uses what tools, and then the hooks are basically keyword triggers. So when I say something to my main orchestration agent, I'm like, hey, I need to create a blog post about a podcast that I did with Jamie Harris yesterday, and I want you to publish it to my website. Then it has keywords that detect for like, okay, blog. All right, that's gonna route to the social media and the content agent for Joshua. So it's automatically gonna pick that up. A command is a / intentional like keyword activation point. All right, so a lot of people aren't using hooks and commands properly with their agent, but every agent should have a hook so that it invokes that agent when you use those words properly, right? So that's a key point. This is literally, I leave my laptop at home and I leave it open. I have my settings inside of Codex and Claude to always keep my laptop on. That's configurable within the desktop apps of those tools. And then my phone becomes the cockpit and I manage everything from there. Okay, next slide please. You guys feeling good? Is this too much? It's probably a lot. But I'm going to make your life so much easier at the end. You're going to get everything we're talking about in a nice packaged up cookbook, so don't worry. All right, so step by step, really what you got to do is you got to download Claude and Codex onto your computer. You install the Chrome extension and you learn the browser function inside of Codex. Then you paste this prompt into either or both, honestly. And then you tell the AI to build after it interviews you. And then, really, the cheat code here is this. Since the AI can actually literally control your computer and your browser, it can interview you. And then it can open the browser and take its interview with you and go and build out the agents for you inside of those platforms. So you don't have to be like, oh my God, I have to click 5,000 buttons to get my agents built. No. You just have to have it interview you and then give it access to control your computer and then let it cook. All right? So this is cheat code number 1. So you just do this for every agent that you need to build. Okay? Next slide, please. So you can either rework this all from memory or have fun. I'll let everybody grab that. There's a bunch of other stuff on the website too. I'm an open book, so if you see me afterwards, you want to come ask questions and chop it up or anything like that, please feel free. All right, I love you guys. I'll see you later.
Great job, sir. Sorry, I think this battery might be a little low. Hey, give him one more big round of applause for it, please. That was some advanced stuff. You guys still here with us? Okay. Now, before we go to our next guest, I want to bring up the owner and founder of DSDT. And before I do, I need to let you know a little bit about